Hello everyone, welcome to this short video on how to apply for the Canadian Emergency Student Benefit, the CESB. This video is brought to you by the Social Centre for Immigrants, the CSIE, more specifically by the Department of Immigration Support and Training. In today's video, we are going to go directly on the platform of Service Canada, and we are going to go through all of the different sections on how to apply for the Canadian Emergency Student Benefit. Afterwards, I will explain what are the different services that are offered for international students at this Social Centre for Immigrants. And we encourage you at any point to get in touch with us directly if you have any questions that weren't answered by today's content. So for the Canadian Emergency Student Benefit, the CESB, you only need to type in that on your Google search bar and it'll be the first result. You'll be directly on the platform. So this CESB is a benefit that was set up for people who are actively looking for work but are unable to find due to COVID-19. One thing that's important to note is that you cannot apply for this CESB if you already applied for the CERB or the employment insurance. You have to, and this will be part of the eligibility boxes. They'll be one of the first criterions. So you did not apply, receive, or qualify for the CERB or employment insurance benefits for the same eligibility period. You have to be one of the following. So a Canadian citizen, a registered Indian, permanent resident, or protected person. Unfortunately, at this time, international students are not eligible for this benefit. Canadian citizens can have dual citizenship, that's okay. Registered Indians just need to have the Indian status. Permanent residents, and then protected persons are individuals who are recognized by the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada and Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada as a person in need of protection. Students who are in Canada or abroad are eligible to this benefit. For example, if you're a Canadian student on a foreign exchange, you can still receive this benefit in as long as you are registered with a recognized post-secondary educational institution. So you have to be enrolled in a post-secondary educational program of at least 12 weeks in duration that leads to a degree, diploma, or certificate in order to be eligible for this benefit. You have to attend a recognized post-secondary educational institution. If you want to make sure that your educational institution is on that list, you can check here with Quebec's Directory of Educational Institutions and Programs. It'll lead you to this page here, and you have three categories: the secondary level vocational training, college studies, and university studies. If you click on the link, you'll be directed to a PDF, and this will give you the entire list of all of the educational institutions and program studies in Quebec. And you would just have to make sure that your program is somewhere in this list. You must have completed or ended your post-secondary studies in December 2019 or later. So for those of you who graduated in the winter semester in the fall semester in 2019, you're eligible for this benefit. You must have completed or expect to complete your high school or expect to receive your high school equivalency in 2020. The high school equivalency in Quebec is the TENS, the TENS, and you must expect to receive it in 2020. I'll go into more detail on that later when we talk about the different admissibility periods for this benefit. So you have to be in one of the following situations. First, you have to be unable to work due to COVID-19. A good reason why you would not be able to work, for example, if you have a young person at charge and this person cannot attend daycare or day camp, summer camp, because those are closed due to the pandemic, then that makes you unable to go work because you have to care for that person at home. So you would be in one of those situations. If you're looking for but cannot find work due to COVID-19, you just have to make sure that you're keeping track of all of your different efforts to find a job, and we'll go into more detail on that later. Or if you're currently working during the COVID pandemic, but that your income from employment or self-employment has been less than $1,000 before taxes during the period that you're applying for. One important thing to note here is that if you're receiving income from a student grant, scholarship, or loan, this is not considered income. We're really talking about income from employment or self-employment. You may also be eligible for the benefit top-up. Yeah, this additional support is available if one of the following situations apply. So if you have a disability, and this disability is defined as any impairment, including physical, mental, intellectual, cognitive, learning, communication, or sensory impairment, or a functional limitation, whether permanent or episodic in nature, that in interaction with a barrier hinders a person's full or equal participation in society. Please note that this definition only applies for this particular benefit. You can also receive the top-up benefit if you have at least one child under the age of 12 or other dependents. Another dependent could be a person, for example, who has a disability, who is completely dependent on the student spouse, or common law partner for support, care, and upbringing. So as we mentioned earlier, the benefit provides a payment of $1,250 for each 4-week period from May to August. And you may be able to get an extra $750 for each 4-week period if you meet at least one of the following requirements. We were talking about that earlier. So if you have a disability, or if you have a child under 12 or other dependents. The eligibility periods, the first one started last Friday in the morning. So May 10th to June 6th is the first period, June 7th to July 4th the second period, July 5th to August 1st the third period, and August 2nd to August 29th the fourth and final period. These are retroactive, so you can apply, for example, for this period even though we are in August. You have actually until the 30th of September to apply for the different eligibility periods. You just have to make sure that within each period that you correspond to the eligibility criteria that we discussed earlier. So for graduating high school students, most high school students in Quebec will complete their high school at the end of June. So this means that they will only be eligible for 2 eligibility periods, because you can only apply for this benefit once you have graduated. If you're unsure when you're graduating or which period of eligibility you can apply for, this here is very helpful. You can just answer these questions depending on your situation. So if, for example, I'm someone who expects to complete high school at the end of May, then at this point I'll be eligible for 3 periods. But if, like most Quebec students, I'm finishing at the end of June, I will be only eligible for 2 periods. You can apply directly on this Canadian Revenue Agency website, or you can apply by the phone. If you've ever filled a tax return, if you have a CRA account, and if you can successfully log in, you can go and you can apply using directly the Canadian Revenue Agency. If not, you just have to see how to create a successful login code and password and create an account if you do not already have one. It's encouraged to set up direct deposit because it simplifies the process. And you have to make sure that you're applying on the right day. So if you've been following the other benefit that was given out during this pandemic, you know that there was a specific day for, depending on the month of your birth, in which you could apply. So we'll see here it's a similar scenario. So if, say that you're a post-secondary student looking to apply for the eligibility period from May 10th to June 6th, and that your birth month is in October, then at this point you have to apply on Friday, May 15th. But if I was born, say, in January, then I would apply on another day, say June 9th. So just make sure that you're applying on the correct date, depending on which period you're applying for and which month you were born in. Like I mentioned earlier, all applications for this benefit have to be submitted before September 30th, 2020. Otherwise, you'll miss the boat. So when you submit your application for this benefit, there are no documents that will be requested, but afterwards, the Canadian Revenue Agency could come back and ask you to submit documents to support the claims that you've made during the application. So if you claimed, for example, that you were actively looking for a job, which you have to claim if you want to receive the CESB, then you need to give proof that you've been looking for work. There are some platforms that can be very helpful to keep track of where you're applying. For example, the Canadian Job Bank has a very nice platform for job seekers, and they've given here a list of different job search activities that can be that you can do to prove that you're looking for work. So you can browse and apply for job postings online. If you do this using a platform, either this platform here, the Job Bank, you have a standard or plus account, it'll keep track of every job posting that you submitted your candidacy to. You can also submit different resumes or cover letters that you've written for this job search. You can share confirmation emails of virtual job search workshops that you've attended. You can keep a list of all the employers that you cold call, and you can keep a confirmation of a job interview that you had. For this platform, it's a really nicely done platform. It's very simple to sign up. If you want to sign up for a standard account, you just need an email address. If you want to sign up for a plus account, which has saves more information about the specifics of your profile, you need your SIN number. But the process in itself is quite fast. And you can also just browse without having an account. And this will give you, say for example, here we go in the job bank for job seekers and we say that we don't want to sign in. It'll lead us to the repertory of all the different job offers that exist on the platform. So we can go here, for example, say that we're looking for service or say, yeah, farm worker in Montreal. And we'll have a different list of all the job postings that correspond to our keywords. You can also, if you speak French, you can also make use of the online placement of Emploi Québec, which is a similar platform as well. You need a user code and a password, and there'll be a list of different job offers, and you'll be able to apply directly on the platform, and it'll keep track of where you've applied for you. So I hope that we've answered all your questions today. Like we mentioned earlier, it's unfortunate that international students don't have access to the Canadian Emergency Student Benefit. But the Social Centre for Immigrants, the CSIE, does offer a wide range of services for these students. In terms of general services, we have personalized integration support, settlement and integration procedures, technical support for administrative documents, French classes, housing information, income tax clinic, document certification. And we also have specialized services such as the study permit extension, the Quebec Acceptance Certificate Renewal, post-graduation work permit application, information on the Quebec Experience Program, the PEQ. We have French and English conversation workshops. We have adapted employment support services for students and postgraduates. And we have information workshops on immigration programs. If ever you're interested in any of these services, you can request an appointment directly on the website. We'll have the link just down under this video. And you can go here on the platform to make an appointment. You click on this button here, You put in your name, your email address, and your phone number, and an employee will get in touch with you and assist you in your request in your situation. Thank you so much for being with us today, and I do hope that you get in touch with us if ever you need anything. There's also this email address that will directly lead you to someone specialized in student services. So étudiant@centreccsai.org. We hope to see you soon. Thank you again for your time.